You like?
Hello.
You rolling? Hey everybody, it's Leslie and Jason today on TMZ Live. I have a really bad cough.
Great.
And a cold.
I think I have food in my teeth.
No, you're good. No, you're good. Solid. So I apologize in advance. I'm going to be coughing throughout this entire episode.
I shouldn't be sitting next to you.
No, probably not.
Okay.
Big
then
news.
I'll be out on Monday.
Right. There you go. You can thank me later. The big news is that we had Jon Cena come into the studio today. And he hosted the TV show. Very charming guy. Yeah.
He was very funny, very animated. He really got the jokes as well.
Yeah.
Served them.
Yeah.
Took them.
I really appreciate the fact he was like ogling every like beautiful woman that we had,
Yes.
you know, on video or in pictures.
Like on the floor.
Yeah, right. Like really like excited because
Right.
Vivica Fox finds him attractive. He was really excited.
Right.
And at the end, I'm not sure this actually is in the show, but he goes on about how much he loves his wife at the end, which is great.
It was awesome.
That's me too. Like
Really?
Yeah, with like my wife, we'll talk about how beautiful women are, and then but of course she's my number one.
Exactly.
So
Yeah. I mean, there was probably like 3 or 4 women, and we asked, okay, so of all these women, who's your favorite?
Yes.
And he said my wife.
Right.
So that was awesome. So
Yeah.
props to John for loving his wife.
But then he tucked in his back pocket a picture of Britney Spears' ass. So.
He did do that.
So you
But
know.
that was before. So everything he did before was kind of negated.
Oh, it was wiped out?
Yes.
It's like the Diet Coke effect. You can eat like popcorn and candy, but if you have Diet
Exactly.
Coke, it's all
fun.
it's all good. All right. Anyway, he was great on the show. One of our best guest hosts, so check him out tonight. What about Bombshell McGee and Mel Gibson's alleged mistress Violet hanging out together?
Why they were together, I'm not quite sure. I don't know if this is like a magnet type thing, just mistresses unite
Yeah.
automatically. I don't know if they have something going on.
Well, Charles said that they share a manager, and I guess
Oh,
maybe
right,
they're
right.
trying to get this Violet woman some publicity. Because yesterday she's in the park,
Right.
running and like.
We just happened to find her. It's the first time anyone's ever seen her. Her name just popped up, and we happened to get her at Griffith Park, or at Runyon Canyon.
Runyon Canyon, right.
Which is very, not notorious out here, but I mean,
Paparazzi are there.
They're definitely there.
It's kind of a pretty cool area for like exercise and stuff. But when she saw the cameras yesterday, you can see the pictures on the site. She was flaunting
it
everything
was
she had.
definitely a little bit of a photo shoot for her.
Yeah, and she's got like she's really in shape. She has
Definitely.
an amazing
She has
body.
Great legs.
And then last night she showed after being having photos taken, she's all of a sudden out with Bombshell
Michelle
McGee
of all people.
to like hot paparazzi filled places
And
trying to get her to.
Also, why they have managers.
Yes.
What is the manager managing?
Yes, the prospect of a career.
Okay.
That's the only thing I
So
can
you
think
sleep
of.
with somebody, then you get a career.
Yes. It's that's
What am I doing
as
wrong?
old as the Earth is, right?
I guess so.
You sleep with somebody and try to get ahead by doing it.
How did Tila Tequila get a Lamborghini? Any ideas
None.
whatsoever? I don't think she actually has it. I don't think she has a paint slip or anything. More than likely, they leased it to her because they know she's going to be driving around Los Angeles.
But how does she afford? I mean, the lease payments on a Lamborghini have got to be $3,000 a month.
Manager paying it.
She
Does
has a how does she get a manager?
Well, there's a good question.
What is he managing?
I don't know. She has a song, doesn't she? She's singing. She has some kind of album out.
I don't know.
I don't know. Well,
She had she was kind of a rising star for a little while. She had
Was
that.
she ever?
Well, she had that reality show that was pretty successful, like 3 years, where she had the bisexual
I forgot
house.
about that on MTV.
On MTV, right. And she was kind of a big deal. But then she just became a caricature of herself, right?
Right.
Just being so outlandish and so cheeky that you just couldn't take her
Can't
seriously.
take her seriously anymore. So we have no idea why or how she has a Lambo.
And then somebody else asked, could you seriously, did the guys who heckled Tila work for TMZ? No, they were, I think they would just happen to be guys who happened to be there when she was there.
Right.
Like,
And
messing around.
It's nothing against Santa Barbara, but it's Santa Barbara. It's a party town.
Right.
They'd been maybe drinking a little bit allegedly. So,
Potentially, yeah.
But yeah, no, they do not work for TMZ.
Right.
Why is it that celebrities keep running for public office?
I think that's...
Wyclef.
Yeah, I think that's gone on forever and ever, too.
Really?
Since the beginning of time. I think people have tried to get into politics by...
It seems like maybe a little bit, it's like sports, like athletes try to get into music or into acting.
Right.
Like everybody wants to dabble in in something else.
That's a good point. And actually, it makes it a lot easier, obviously, to get into politics. You have some name notoriety to begin with.
Absolutely.
And so Wyclef John, who, doesn't have to go through the typical process of kind of building up his name recognition,
right.
or a guy like Ronald Reagan in this country or whatever it was. Everyone already knows. Or Gopher from The Love Boat.
Or even the Governor.
The Governor. Perfect example, actually. Right?
I forget sometimes that he was an actor.
Yeah, I know.
All of a sudden, it's kind of weird.
Yeah. Talk about somebody who didn't have to do anything for name recognition.
At all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did laugh at my Gopher for The Love Boat joke. He was a congressman from Iowa forever.
So
random. Has Lawrence Fishburne made a statement? I don't think so, but we did have on the site today that he and some of his acting buddies contacted Vivid through Yale Galanter, a very famous attorney representing some Charlie Sheen and others, in an effort to buy up all the rights from Vivid to the porn tapes so that they would never be released.
Right.
But Steve Hirsch at Vivid told us that they called him just too late, and he would have been happy to negotiate a deal, but they called him too late.
Sad. I think this is like the saddest thing. This whole entire story came out on his birthday, the day of his birth.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, he found
Lawrence Fishburne found out his daughter was.
When it became public, when we published it, I believe it was his birthday. Not the kind of birthday a president or father wants to hear his daughter not only is going to be in a porn, but that she apparently has always dreamt of this.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, the whole thing is, I mean. I talked about this with Kelly a couple days ago. It's just like, you don't really want to pass judgment on somebody, right? People can make their own decisions, and it's easy for everybody to say, oh, it's so sad, but maybe for her it's not.
Really?
But that was sort of her reaction to it. Is it ever not sad when a woman resorts to porn?
I think it's horrible. I think it's terrible.
Yeah.
Porn?
But then
stripping I think is one thing. You can
right.
You can say stripping.
Right.
But porn? No.
What about a guy?
Maybe there's double standard there. I still don't think that it's okay to resort to that. Definitely a double standard, though, when you think of, I'm not a father, but, my daughter,
right.
my little girl
right.
is going into porn. I don't know.
I mean, viscerally, I totally agree with you. I have little girls. It's the worst thing in the world. I can't even imagine it. But
that might be a good
then, you back off and you think intellectually, if the choices are, her doing some job for minimum wage. I mean, not that Lawrence Fishburne's daughter necessarily didn't have more options.
Right.
And that's maybe something we could consider. But generally speaking, a woman, struggling to make ends meet, working minimum wage, trying to support a family, or doing this for a lot more money.
I completely disagree.
I think I do too. I'm just throwing it out there.
As playing devil's advocate, but I completely disagree. I never had to do porn. I never had to go stripping. I had to suck it up and work a couple of jobs sometimes,
right?
Just to make ends meet. Yeah. Ends meet. But no, I think it's a cop out.
Right. That's
my opinion.
Then the comeback would be you grew up in a very good family with a good structure and everything around you and things like that. As far as I know, I don't know your family that well, but I know that you're close to folks and everything. Right. Under the stairs.
Okay. Yeah, under the stairs. Once Lindsay finishes rehab, will she be a hot enough commodity to be paid for club and or event appearances?
I think Lindsay's going to be a multimillionaire in a very short period of time.
I think Lindsay's definitely going to make a comeback. People are rooting for her. She's clearly hit rock bottom.
Right.
People want to see her on the way up.
And it gets lost what a talented actress she was. She was getting the best roles from the best directors in Hollywood.
She was one of the best actresses.
Yeah, I mean, I brought this up before, but Robert Altman, who, he died a couple years ago, but maybe the number one director in all of Hollywood, sought her out for a number of roles. So she actually did one movie with him, Prairie Home Companion. But he was, that just shows what a sort of valued commodity she was in Hollywood.
And even when she was going through all of this stuff, I can't remember that guy's name, the guy who had her do the photo shoot.
Right, Mark Echo.
Right, Mark. He still reached out to her. He still saw something in her.
Right. He could have any actress who, with limited exceptions, to do this photo shoot.
And he chose Lindsay, so I think that has something to say for who she is and what she can be, where she's going to end up going after all of this.
Yeah. So why didn't the cops go after Tila after blowing the red light? No idea.
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't see her.
Maybe they didn't see her. Who knows? Maybe they were tired of talking to her.
Yeah.
This person heard that Rachel Yucatel tried to get in touch with The Bachelor, Jake Pavelka, and that he turned her down.
Really?
I heard that as well. I don't know the validity behind that, though. I don't know if it was just a rumor or she really was trying to go after him.
Maybe.
He's not married, though.
He's not married. Neither is she. She's got at least $10 million.
She goes after the married men. So
I see your point. Yeah. No, valid point. Right. Yeah, that obviously doesn't add up. That rumor should dead on.
That's debunked.
Dead on arrival.